Alright guys, today we'll be working on a Mcculloch Mini Mac 310. So this saw needs to have the carburetor looked at. It is smoking and oiling right at the muffler pretty excessively. Might be able to see that. So, see what's going on with it. Pretty sure it's the needle and seat, but let's open it up and find out. Sorry for the shakiness, I don't got a very good mount here set up. Just bear with me on that. It's best I could actually cobble up. Alright, I want to get a good shot of how the carb is on here. That's the most hard problem that I have. Then I can actually go back and watch it and figure out how I actually had it on there. It's the best way for me. Get in there. I don't like straight slot screws for just that reason. They slip off too easy. Then, of course, the Phillips head, they just strip out too easy, so the give and take there. Sorry for getting my hand in the way there. Alright, should be undone now. Tap on the screen here. You can actually see what I'm doing. Okay, so this one here has a little tiny bushing right there. And that goes right through the carb, goes right through this whole thing. So then, move it this way. And down. So to put it back on, I would go that and then flip it around. Yeah, okay. Put this in the exact same order that it came off in. The bracket, and the plate, and everything. And the bolts. Put those through there, keep it all together. That's just how I'm going to do it. Okay, now this piece here, on most of these saws that I've seen, this piece is broke exactly for this reason. You try to get this off, it seems like it doesn't want to come off the carburetor. Well, squeeze the trigger, it comes right on off. Easy way to get around that, because this little thing right here, that's the throttle lock, and it goes right in here to the carburetor. So that is a pain, but you can get around it. So go ahead and pop off the gas line. Always use a screwdriver for your gas line. You don't want to rip the gas line, never pull on it. It's a bad idea. Trust me. Especially with vintage saws that you cannot find the gas line for very often. Do not want to mess this up. Put the screwdriver on it and pull on the carb if you have to. But most of the time, what you're going to want to do is just get in there with a screwdriver, flathead screwdriver, and pry it off backwards. It's the best way to get it off. Now this, it's always difficult for me to get off of there. Okay. Well, you can see last time I used RTV silicone. That wasn't a good idea. I'll have to clean that off. That's alright. The good thing is RTV, it comes off pretty easy. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and move this off the table for now. So we can work on the carburetor. I need to put this somewhere where it's clean. We were planning that far ahead. Give me a minute, remember guys? It's clean. We get a couple paper towels. Cats have been at that. Oh well. Alright. Let's see exactly what side the diaphragm is on. So what is in this one is a Zama. And that there says C1. Right there's a 4. The other side. See if we can catch it in the light just right. Now it says 1702A911A. That's very important if you need to get either a new carburetor or find a kit for it. The best way to get any type of gasket maker off is get yourself a razor blade, a flat piece of metal, something sharp, and scrape it off. But with RTV, and when it's been around gasoline, usually you can just rub it off. Use your fingernails. Now, I don't know how long this video is actually going to be. I might actually cut it in half and make 2 parts, depending on how long this will take. Probably clean that up a little bit more off camera before I put it back on there. Then I'll just edit 2 videos together, probably. Alright, so if I remember correctly, the diaphragm is on this side. Could be wrong. It's been probably about a year or 2 since I've taken this one apart. So, go ahead and get my little tray over here. Put the right screwdriver. It'll work. Also, I really haven't filmed much with this camera, so I'm unsure of what it's doing and where it's pointing, and if it's filming what I'm doing. It's just getting to know your equipment, that's all. Fumbles. Okay, now just carefully try to peel that off. Usually when you take that off, it's going to leak gas, just like it did. I'm going to try to carefully get this off because I don't have any spares. I don't want to rip it. I took off the wrong side apparently. Oh, it did rip a tiny bit, but I don't think that's going to matter. It's alright, I guess we'll do a full rebuild on the carb. Clean it out, make sure there's not any crud in there. Now, maybe we won't. I don't think I'm going to take it down any further on that side. I might just go ahead and put that back. I do kind of want to fix that. Pick. Careful with the picks, guys, when you're doing this. That screen moved out. There's a piece of crud in there. Looks like a piece of gasket. Right there. Odd. Alright, well, that's moved down. That's free. That one's free, so that's good.
Need to take measure.
Here you go. Take it.
Take it. I don't need it.
Go ahead and blow that out. Compress the air. Okay. I'm going to hope that that is going to seal and work correctly. And I will put the screws back in it. Just because I took off the wrong side, we don't need to get to that side. We're after a needle and seat right now, we're not after that. Aunt came in and wanted the tape measure. That was what the commotion was. Coincidentally, I had one sitting right next to me. Kind of lucky. Though, it probably wouldn't have been hard to find one, but you know, I had to turn off the camera and do it. Wait, where'd the spring go? Did it? Yeah, I think it went underneath that. Oh, man. Well, you live and you learn there, I guess. So we have to do that again. If you don't want to see me do that, go ahead and fast forward. Go ahead and jump forward on the video. I don't mind. Get to the part where you need. Ouch. Spring smacked me. I think I actually remember that now that I have the problem. I remember dealing with this. Little spring mechanism. I'm thinking, wow, why would they put that in there? Well, maybe... Ouch. Went so fast I couldn't even see it. Thinking it goes behind here. No, don't go there. Huh. Nope, it has to go right underneath of here. That sucks. Alright, well. You almost need 3 hands to deal with this. Alright, so basically you're going to want to push this forward, hold down the spring, and then get the tabs in, and get that on. And then it'll work right. And it sits right there in that little notch. Right there. Yeah, that's pain. Oh well. I just... shoved a piece of RTV in there. It's on the screw and I didn't see it. Now, if you actually do need to see a rebuild video of one of these, put down in the comments, and I can actually do it. I have a spare carb for this, or at least for one of them, that I can do it on. I broke a piece on it, and so this is actually not the original carburetor for this saw. Actually, that might be one of my problems I'm having with it. Never really thought about that till now. They're the same model of saw, so I shouldn't be having a problem with it. Who knows? Okay, yes, this is the right side. Okay, Diaphragm's on top. I don't think that's right. I think the diaphragm's supposed to be on the bottom and the gasket on top. You know, I'm actually going to need to go inside and do a little bit of research on that. I'm not exactly sure. I'll be right back, guys. Alright, we're back now. Or I'm back. So, I do have it in the right configuration. The gasket goes on the bottom, and the diaphragm goes on top. And it's the opposite way for the other side. For the other side, it is the diaphragm goes on bottom, flat with carb, and then the gasket goes on top of that. And if you are doing it from the lid down, you put the gasket on first onto the lid, and then the diaphragm. So, that's a good thing to remember. I always forget. I don't do carb jobs very often. About once a year, about. Which is kind of odd because most of my saws actually have carb problems after I get done with them. I rebuild them, but yeah, it's a little odd to me. Doesn't matter, I guess. Alright, so let's try to get this off without damaging it. Actually, I think it's just gonna come right on off. Nice and easy, yep. Okay. Try to get the gas out of it. Okay. Well, it is a little not movable, but I think it'll be alright. If I get her working, yeah, she should work just fine. Gasoline and oil off my fingers. Smells like old gas. Bad. Stale old gas. Dry that out with the paper towel a little bit. Okay. So go ahead and get the needle and seat out. I think that screwdriver would probably be best for this. Put your thumb over the top of that. That way it doesn't get out. Or it doesn't, you know, spring away from you. Okay, let's put that over here. Okay, there's all of the parts right there. Okay, I'm gonna lay them right here on the paper towel. So that's what that looks like. Kinda looks like I tried to take that off at one point. Little screw inside. I don't think I got a screwdriver that fits that. Over here at least. Yeah, I might. Yeah, I do. Okay. This is, I do believe, for the jets. Not really sure. Nope. And it just opens up that there. Huh. Okay. Now, I'm not going to count how many turns this takes. I'm just going to undo them. I'm only going to undo one at a time. So that was the low screw. And I'm just going to use compressed air that is set at 25 psi and blow them out. 25 psi, I don't think is going to hurt anything. You don't want to put too much pressure in these or you will damage them. Or learn that one the hard way. Well, the rest of the RTV silicone came off. That's good. Alright. So that's pretty clean. I will probably use some carb cleaner on it too. Just on that side, just make sure everything's good. Well, actually, we got brake cleaner right here. That's good enough. Wow, that is kind of unfortunate. Got fluid in there. Doesn't really spray. All out of aerosol. I don't think I've ever seen one of those run out of aerosol like that. Okay. Then blow off the tip of this. Wipe it on a rag. A paper towel. Make sure the point is actually clean. Then I'm going to put it back into the carb. Okay. Now I'm going to remove the high screw. I need to screwdriver for that. Come on. They do have springs on them. That's just to keep it from turning when the saw is running, all the vibration. So, that's the high screw. I'm going to do the same to it, wipe it off. Oh wow, that actually had a lot of crud on it. See all that? It came just from that one screw. There's actually a black chunk on it. I don't know quite what that is. I'm going to take off the spring for just a second. Clean off the threads a bit because that is filthy. And I assume if the threads are dirty, eventually you might work something into your carburetor that might gum it up. It's just an assumption. I don't actually know that. Okay, let's go ahead and put that back in. Oh wait, let's blow the carb out on that side. Alright, and the air compressor turned on. That's lovely. Sorry about the noise. Okay, don't make those tight. Should turn off in a few seconds. There we go. Yeah, don't make those too tight. You risk damaging the inside of it if you make these too tight. So lightly seat them and then bring them off. When it's on the saw, I will tell you and show you how many to turn it out to, but I usually turn them out to either a turn or a turn and a half, and then you have to adjust them from there. Just go ahead and blow this little doohickey out. Go ahead and put that back in, not too tight of course. Actually, I'm gonna go pretty tight on it. Alright. Go ahead and wipe this off with the rag. Still rubbery and squishy on the end, that's good. Make sure it's nice and clean. See, squishy. That helps make sure it closes correctly. Alright, so that's clean. These tiny parts are difficult. I'm just gonna blow them off with the air compressor. Good thing I had a magnet there. We'd be searching for a spring. Okay. Pretty close now to be putting it back together. Alright, so put that through there. And let's go ahead and get this spring in there. There's an indentation where the spring goes. Or maybe it goes over up there, maybe? No. It goes down. Pretty sure it goes down below in the little cut off round part. Alright, well. Then needle goes on there. Pin goes through. Gasket material gets taken off. Okay. Now, I have a hard time getting this on here. But we'll see how it goes this time. If that didn't happen, probably it would have went well. Don't do well with tiny parts. Okay. 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 Yes. Got it in there. Get that screw in there. I wonder if people actually edit that out. Oh well. Okay, so let's think here. It's pushing down, lifting it up. It should be flush at the inner, I do believe, but could be wrong. Normal ones, you can do that with a screwdriver, and when it touches it barely, it's good. But with this, oh, you got a gas. So, I guess I'll bend it. Well, if I bend it up, then it's going to be pushed down more and give it more gas. So I'm going to need to push it down and make it have less gas. It's getting too much gas. Okay. Now that's like pretty sure below flush. Pretty sure. Here, hang on a minute. I'm gonna cut a little bit of that off. This is a pretty flat surface, business card. Basically, that's all I did. That way we can set this in here. Completely flat, flush. And yeah, it is below flush now. So if that does have a problem, I don't know exactly what's gonna be going on with it. Now we just need to put this back on there. Little diaphragm. There's my gunk in there. Go ahead and put this back together. Yep. Now, doesn't really matter if there's anything on the plate, I don't think. Doesn't matter which way it goes. I think it goes that way though. It does matter which way it goes for this one. It's got a locator pin. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and tighten this up, and we'll be back in a minute, guys. Alright, we're back now. Grandfather got home. I had to unload some stuff. Help out with that. Alright, so, first things first. Let's put the idle screw down to where it just barely touches the little flap. Trying to get to where the camera can see it. Well, that's just not gonna work, I guess. So where it barely opens up on the little flapper in there. That will make sure that you get a good reading on your low jet, and then when you're done with your high jet, then you can actually get to your idle adjustment. That's usually how it is. You do the low jet last, or idle jet, idle screw last, and then the high jet, and then you go to the low jet. Because the low jet helps with idling, and the idle screw just opens up the idle, flapper to where it actually idles better. That made no sense. But this is also where the throttle goes through, so dual purpose, I guess. Just go ahead and put that back on. Goes that way. I'm going to go ahead and put some gasket sealant over this. That is actually good for gasoline. And what we started to use is this Permatex Indian head gasket sealer. Might as well just show products that I'm using. Might as well. Make sure that's stirred up. The channel gets big and I'm going to be asked those questions on a daily basis anyway. I might as well just hit it now where people won't ask too much. Okay. So I'm going to put just a very light coating on there, right on the carb. Okay. Sorry I was quiet, I was just trying to focus. Go ahead and get this cap back on. Now, I need... Well, I probably could just use the pick for that. So I got a little excess right there. I don't want that there. So I'm going to use a little chunk of paper towel for that. I don't need that much there. Okay. There we go. I need to use some compressed air because I got some into the hole. Okay. Now I'm hoping when I put this back together, none of that will get into the little hole, but I don't know if the hole, that little hole right there, I don't think it does anything. I don't see that it goes into the carb. I think it's just there. I don't think it does anything. But we'll try to keep it out of there anyway. Try to make sure that the inner rim of that has nothing on it, which it did. Okay. And grab some pliers. Ah, nose is running. Alright, well, that's not good. I just wiped it off. Excess on there again. Seeped right into the carb. Now on the instructions it says to wait a few seconds to, put it on, but honestly I'm not gonna wait very long because I'm gonna be fiddling with getting it on and onto the saw. So I'm not going to wait, but if you're going to apply it to anything else that you can actually mess around on, yeah, go ahead and wait. Let it get tacky. Let's go ahead and get the throttle in first. That little thing in there. I have to stand for this one. Wow. Usually I have a huge problem with that. Alright. Go ahead and grab pliers again. Softly grab a hold of that gas line. Push it on there. If it's a new gas line where it's being stubborn, get some 2-cycle engine oil. And you already have some of that, and use it as lubricant on the hose, and that should actually work pretty well. I've done it several times before. That works actually real well for this sort of thing. Get my shorter one. I don't even know if the camera's in range right now, but I need to get this on before it sets. Try not to poke any holes either. Okay. Sorry for getting that out of range. I need to see what I'm doing. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that'll do. Go ahead and clean off our little shroud. And that's what that's called. Little plastic doohickey. I don't think that needs to be anywhere, but okay. Go ahead and get this on there. So this, make sure this is in range here. Sorry for the wiggliness. Actually, it might not be wiggling since the camera does have stabilization. Pull up on your throttle lock. Here, get this pull cord out of my way. It's got a lot of compression. There we go. That's out of my way now. Alright. Pull up on that. And nestle her in. Okay. So then, when you put this in, there's a little tab here and here. Put that tab in first, and then angle it like this in there and underneath. That way you don't have a broken piece of plastic. Let's go ahead and get our choke plate on. Oh, let's see if I remember how to do this. No, that's okay. I think it was like that. And then like this. No. We'd have to go I think this way, up and around. Yeah, like that. Okay. Just gotta mess with it. Sure that our screws are clean. I don't want any possible crud getting in there. Taking this saw apart so many times just on this one side, I'm getting tired of it. I just want it to run and be a good little saw. Okay, usually what I do is I just stick my pinky in there, lift up the carb, and try my best to get one of our screws started. I think that one's in. And that one's in. Okay. Go ahead and screw it in. I'm not going to tighten it down quite yet until I get the other one tighter. Also, when you're tightening this up, make sure that that little bushing is not squishing down on your choke. Well, actually, I gotta take that screw back out. The choke isn't where it's supposed to be. Might be able to get it. Hey now. Oh, come on. Okay, come on. Get out of there. I'm gonna take out the other screw. Okay. Just take it out partial. Yeah, there we go. Okay. It's supposed to go inside this little metal plate. Just like that. Okay. Come on. Get in there. Okay. Now get that in there. Okay. That's better. It's better to get one screw just kinda snug and get the other one snug. Because then you don't have to mess around with the alignment. Okay, and it is now through it, so it's not going to hurt it any and bend up the choke. Okay, now I'm going to stand, put this out of frame, and tighten it down. Just bear with me. I'm going to really reef on this. That's pretty tight. Make sure all of our stuff works. Okay. I want to get a little screw driver in here and seat it down to where it's just barely seated. Not too tight. And then I'm just going to go one full turn and about a quarter maybe. One quarter. Okay. I think I will put some gas in it. Keep it empty. Yeah, it's pretty near empty. It's just got a tiny little bit in there. While we're here, see if we can't look at that gas line. Yeah. Yeah, it looks fine. Let's flick it to the corner. Okay. Well, that, I'm not really sure. I don't think that's sealing up anymore. Yeah, we'll find out. Boy, I love this can. Don't spill hardly anything with that. Bendable top. Yeah, cross-threaded. This one's got a habit of cross-threading. No. There we go. Okay, so choke, throttle lock, on. Sure, I don't really have bolts. See if it starts. I'm going to get a bottle of gas. Closer to go around the other way. There's gas. Yep. I just have a can of gas in a squirt bottle. I'm gonna open up the choke, open up the throttle, squirt a little bit of gas in there. Hold on here a couple times. Choke, throttle lock, see if it runs. Go ahead and put the camera around the other way, I guess. Well, not exactly. Might have to go like that. Okay. Okay. Making sure it's in range. Oh, wow. See what happened there? I can't even pull it over now. There we go. Yeah, we're having the same problem. It's dripping out the exhaust. Yeah, I don't know. See all that? Just, it's dripping out. You know what? Let's go ahead and pop off that exhaust. See what's in there. Kind of curious. I want to know. Oh. I thought that was actually clamped on there. I want to know what's in there. It does run. I knew that though. So, let's see, does that fit? Alright, sorry about that. The camera died. And battery. I had to go in and get a new one. New battery. Alright, so. Got the muffler off. Cleaned it out. Had a lot of oil deposits in it. Now that isn't a huge problem. our screen. I don't know why I'm showing you with a flashlight. Screen, very clear, see through it. So that is fine. So, I want to somehow get you guys in here and look at the bore of the piston. See how nice it is in there? Good things don't move around on me. But yeah. Looks nice. Walls are fine. Piston. Sorry for moving around here. I'll pull the cord. There's the piston. You're just gonna have to take my word for it. It looks perfect. There's one scratch that I can't even feel on it. And I think that's probably just for me scratching it with a screwdriver a long time ago. So, I am going to cut the video right here again, turn off the camera. And I'll put it together, clean it up, and then I will tune it on camera and perhaps make a cut with it if it's doing good. I don't really have much wood to cut on, but we'll work with what we got.